Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Good to see y'all. Um, I apologize for being late again. It's been a day. Um, but it's okay. We got 3 sessions to go tonight. Um, let's see. What's my usual spiel? I'm a bit out of it, so you guys will have to cover for me today. But yeah, we got a 10-minute short break. Feel free to say hi if you're just joining in. Let me know what you're studying. I guess all of you guys are just joining in, so let me know what you're studying. And if you were just studying with me, let me know how that last session was out of 10. Hi, Princess Strawberry. Had it work out, set up your things, nice. That's a 5 out of 10? That sounds like a lot higher than a 5 out of 10 to me. That felt long. Yeah, it's gonna be a night. It's definitely gonna be a night. But it's okay. I got a good amount done. I am, hopefully you did as well. Sorry, I'm like mildly distracted today. I'm like, my last brain cell is playing ping pong across both hemispheres of my brain. So you guys are gonna have to deal with this today. I'm working on the last bit of microbiome, viruses, and fungi. We're gonna see how much we can get done. But I got my lectures done for it. I just have to, but I didn't retain anything, so I actually have to go back and do my flashcards to learn everything. How's the MCAT prep coming, Nishi? Good to see ya. 10 out of 10, Isha. Nice. Almost under the report. Awesome. Fortunate advertising laws. Like, nice, nice, nice. That's coming along well. Better late than not. No worries. Yeah, we still got 2 sessions. We still got plenty of time. Trying to write, but the orange cat is trying to get on the keyboard. Did you guys name him? Are you guys still? Well, I guess you guys aren't going to name him until you decide to keep him, right? You guys are just currently debating that, right? I will also kidnap the orange cat. Name him Garfield. He's so nice, just a little dumb. Me too, bro. Me too. For pizza effect? Oh god, no, please. I hope not. Oh, you guys haven't named it yet. Okay, okay. It's going pretty bad. Oh no, pretty bad. Why pretty bad? What is my favorite song? Oh god, that's a hard question. I don't know if I have a favorite song. So there's 2 things with this. My favorite song of all time, or my favorite song of like that I'm currently been listening to. Um, so my favorite artist is Eminem, without a doubt. But I don't know if he's my favorite song. You know what it is? There's a song by. This is not gonna make much sense because the song itself isn't like that popular. But there's a song by Juice WRLD called "Hear Me Calling." I heard it when I think it was in like the 2K20 like video game, whatever. And I heard it while I was in senior year and I was about to graduate, and then COVID hit. And for some reason, the song was just like part of that period for me, and it was a really weird time in my life because COVID hit and my life turned upside down. But then I was also working out a lot more. I started feeling a lot better. I started going on runs, and I accidentally conditioned this song to be like my cool down song. So whenever I'd finish a run or I'd finish a workout, this would be my song. So now every time I accidentally hear this song or I listen to this song, I get a rush of endorphins to the brain. So I accidentally just neurologically made it my favorite song. If I ever need like a quick bump or a quick boost, I'll just listen to it real quick. So that probably is. There's a few other ones as well. Have I listened to Benson Boone? A little bit, not a ton. I like some of his stuff though, for sure. Marmalade. Marmalade's a good name too. Loza, you world AMC question. Can't remember anything from Aki. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear that, but it's okay. One thing at a time, Ishi. I will say, when is your exam? It's like coming up in a couple weeks, right? I would kind of scratch UWorld. I would use UWorld only to supplement your AAMC questions now. So like only do UWorld for the topics you're struggling in. Don't try to finish all of UWorld. It's not worth it. Yeah, so I think of all time, probably Hear Me Calling. Did you take an emergency first aid? Ooh, okay, okay, fun, fun, fun. Yeah, I think I did my first aid course around like yeah, beginning of college as well. It's a good course. It's a really quick course. I think it's like a 1 day thing, right? It was like 4 or 5 hour course. I enjoyed it. And it's really helpful. When we got into med school again, they made us retake like a different version of it as well. That was a little more like it was like basic life support for healthcare providers now because they like the very first week. I think they spent a whole day with us like doing basic trauma care. So CPR, AED, breaths, trauma packing, like gunshot wounds, tourniquets, etc. Because they were like, oh, you guys, if you guys are caught out in the community and you guys are like in scrubs or wearing a white coat, it'd look really, really bad on us if somebody collapses and you guys are just standing there gawk-eyed at looking at them. So they took the first like one of the first couple of days of orientation to just reteach us everything at a higher level, so that if somebody goes down in a community, we can do that. Now, am I confident in that? Probably not at all. That would scare the crap out of me. Even if I worked for a couple of years in the ER, I'd still be scared like crazy. But it was good. I think it was nice. On the 27th, okay, you got 15 days. Are you done with all the AAMC stuff, Nishi? 5 hours practical, 3 hours online. Oh, okay, okay. So it's like the good one. It's like that really in-depth one. That's awesome. But yeah, I think it's a good course to do. Honestly, I don't know why it's not implemented more into high schools just regularly. I feel like it would be really smart to certify everybody in high school at least once in their life with CPR. There's a lot of statistics about it too, about like it. I mean, it does, even like bad CPR is better than no CPR. It's insane how much better the outcomes are when people know CPR in an area, even if you don't have an AED and you're just doing chest compressions. It's really good. Like it sounds good, Isha. What is my favorite food in general? Dude, I'm such a simple dude with food. I like some fancy stuff, but I just can't go wrong with a pizza. Like I just love. I mean, there's so many different ways you can make a pizza. I know it sounds like crazy. It's like probably the most American answer I could have gave, but like genuinely, I think I you can't go wrong with a pizza. That's what you're telling your bio teacher. Yeah, yeah, it is. It really is. I think it's a good skill to have. Hopefully nobody ever has to use it, but I'd rather know it than not know it. I know they're pretty good about like doing like public workshops and stuff, but in the United States to get licensed, it costs like 45 bucks to get licensed for CPR, which is really annoying. Getting licensed is good because then you have laws that protect you around, the Good Samaritan laws here. I don't know if they have the same thing up in Canada, but like as long as you're doing something within a reasonable action and you think you were qualified to do so, then you're usually protected from a lawsuit. But what can get messy is if you're not like properly qualified in CPR, people don't know the Good Samaritan laws, and then they're like, oh, I don't know CPR, so I don't want to get sued, but for like touching this random stranger, and it becomes a whole thing, and then people die. What about you, Mr. Sa? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite food? What's my favorite science topic? Also, hi, Label. Good to see ya. Label? Am I saying your name right? Let me know. My favorite science topic? That's hard. It would be a toss-up between physiology. That's why I went to med school, is I really like physiology, and physical chemistry. I think physical chemistry probably is my favorite thing. So like molecular kinetics, yeah, like inorganic synthesis, lattice structures, entropy, enthalpy, heat transfer. I really like stuff like that. I think if in another lifetime I had hated medicine, or I didn't want to do medicine, I probably would have done chemical engineering. A Stars by Vincent Moon. I have to check that out. I think that one's been popular lately, right? Haven't even touched AMC, just been doing. No, no, DC, start AMC. I promise you, UWorld is like way harder than AMC, and AMC is gonna give you a much better representation. Just do like one practice exam tomorrow or Saturday. Like set a day. You should really finish. I would no, more important than anything is doing those AMC. Even more important than Anki or AM. Excuse me, UWorld is doing the AMC stuff because that's the closest stuff to the actual exam. Okay, I was saying it right. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Food is fried chicken tikka. Nice, nice. Chicken tikka is good. I like chicken tikka. Problem is I can't handle very spicy food, so I don't eat too much desi food oftentimes, but I mean, you can't not eat nahari if it's made, right? All right, y'all. We're on session 2. Hmm, I will move the camera. Let's move the camera. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera. You guys can go ahead and get started. We got session 2 and 3, so we are already a third of the way done for the night. Good luck. Alrighty, welcome back everybody. That was our second session of the night, which means that this is our last short break of the day, and we only have one more session. Feel free to say hi if you're just joining in, let me know what you're studying, and if you were just studying with me, let me know how that last session was out of 10. We got 10 minutes, and then we will start our last session of the night. I'll give that, excuse me, I'll give that session a, actually it was really productive. I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I got through all the fungi, but there's like twice as many viruses, so we'll see what I can get through. Hey Muskin, good to see you. What are you studying today? Like that time got distracted at some point. That happens, especially this late at night. Hi, Empty Pens. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Is this your first time with us? Revising literary theory today. Good luck. Good luck. Remind me, did you have an exam coming up, Muskin? Eight out of 10 was better. Nice, nice. Good to hear that, Mr. Sa. Second time. Okay, welcome back. Good to see you again. Remind me, where are you from and what are you studying? It's been a while, I apologize. Or I've been losing track. It's been a crazy, crazy week. Exams are on the end of the month, right. Good luck. Good luck. You got some time though. You feeling ready for it? You just getting ready for it ahead of time? Is it? I'm assuming it's like a really, really big exam if you're studying it this early, right? Oh, man, I'm tired today. I haven't done one of these in a while. All right, okay. I remember empty pens. Okay, yep. How's the studying going? Studying internal med today. Nice. When are your revalids? Still anxious. That's fair. I mean, better to be prepared than not. You don't want to be like me where you're always scrambling in the last couple of days to cover up for like a week. But that's just how I feel like that's like a med school thing though, is that it's not possible to learn everything, so the last couple of days you just try to cram whatever's most important, even if you've been studying the whole time. That's my problem. Trying to clean up your creepy lore tonight for the work with the editor, for the work you're sending to your editor, Princess Strawberry. Wow, my tongue is non-functional at this time. When is my next exam? June 18th. So in 5 days. 5 days, yeah, 5 days. I am not ready. Oh, this coming Sunday. Dang, good luck, Empty Pens. How you feeling for it? I'd be so nervous, man, but you'll be fine. I have my boards in a year. I don't even want to think about them right now. You're tired, Taisha. Yeah, it is late. It is very late. I haven't. We used to run these like till like this was like light work a while ago, but then I actually like semi fixed my sleep schedule, and now I'm actually sleeping at more responsible times. So now my brain's like, bleh. Tolerate the heat, but not the humidity. Yeah, that's fair. The weather's so humid. Yeah, in Kashmir, that makes sense. That makes sense. Dang. What's the temperature over in Kashmir right now? Is it nice? It's summer, right? But Kashmir is never like too hot, right? Basically said you have to make everything more logical, so connect every character to see the theme better. Okay, okay. Dang, that sounds like a bit of a rehaul. Hopefully it cools down, yeah. Yep, one day after my birthday, Mr. Sasa, we're gonna have my wonderful birthday present is we'll probably run a 12-hour stream that day so I can try to study as much as possible in one day. Any plans with your friends next Saturday? Ooh, that sounds fun. I'm also very excited to finish exams right now. I just thinking about it like that Wednesday, I'm gonna take my exam, I'm gonna go hang out with friends after. Thursday, I gotta go present at a conference, and then Friday, I'm flying out to go meet my friend and go hang out with him for 4 or 5 days. I'm not even gonna check my grades. It is what it is. It's better, but now I got to poke holes in. Okay, I mean, that's his job. Last exam is on Thursday next week. Nice, nice. Yeah, seriously, Princess Strawberry, thanks. It's not the first time this has happened. I think it never happened when I was like growing up because my birthday would always be like right after the finals week or right after school ended because like it would be like this week is what finals week. Like all my siblings just got out of school this week and my birthday was always on the 17th. So I never actually, I kind of hated it in one way because I always would have my birthday outside of school and it would just be like, oh, none of my friends will even, none of my friends would see me or like I wouldn't see my friends at school and like get all that little happy birthday stuff that everybody gets. But then in college, obviously it changed and I was always at work or something on my birthday or another because I don't know, I don't really celebrate my birthday that much anyway. I don't really do much for it. Sometimes we go out for dinner once in a while if like everybody's around, but otherwise not a big deal. I had an exam in my freshman year of university for a physics 2 exam, and it was like 97 degrees Fahrenheit that day, and I was like sweltering in my room, I remember, so I'm used to it. I think my birthdays unfortunately have become study or work days. It is getting really humid there? Dang. Okay, okay. Good luck, man. Stay cool. Birthday special stream. Thanks, Mr. Sa. Thanks, Muskin. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got time next week. Also get some post-support while working. That would be fun. That would be really fun. I'll bring cake up. I'll see. I'll just like eat cake on the street. Your report has gone up to 10 pages. Dang, that's a long report. Please don't tell. Yeah, I was gonna say what Princess Strawberry said. Hopefully you don't have to cut that. That sounds like a pain. Hi, Magical. My birthday is next week on the 17th. Not yet. We got time. I'm not old yet. Why am I so red on the stream today? Nah, whatever. Who cares? I swear, like, every time I try to correct it, I get more and more red on the stream. You're early magical, but I appreciate it. Thank you. So much to cover. That's fair. Only comes summer vacation. Yeah, I know. It was always the worst, right? Because like all the students who had their birthdays, especially the kids who had their birthdays in like the beginning of June, they would still like, the teacher would like make everybody tell them happy birthday, and then like you'd see all your friends, and it'd be like fun. Because even though you were at school, like everybody knew it was your birthday, right? So it was your little special day. I never got that. I never got that. Yeah, I think it is because of the screen light, but the screen light's like white right now, so who knows? It's okay. I'll be red for a little bit. Not a big deal. Oh dang, we're doing dark blue. Alright, y'all. If I fall asleep, this is your fault. Alright, you guys. We got one more session for the night. yeah, that's it. Lock in one more, and then we'll call it a night. And I've got hopefully a longer stream tomorrow. Not a crazy long one because I have class in the afternoon, but we'll stream most of the evening tomorrow. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we got really long streams coming up. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera one last time. You guys can go ahead and get started. Good luck. Here we go. Last session. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. That was, in fact, our last session of the night. So, thank you guys for being here as always. Um, we will be on tomorrow for a longer session, hopefully, and hopefully, fingers crossed that I'm not crazy late like I was today. Do apologize for that delay. Um, let's see, what else did I got for y'all? If you're not in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. If you are in the Discord, come say hi. If you haven't gotten a chance to introduce yourself, please feel free to introduce yourself. But otherwise, yeah, feel free to say hi. Let me know how that last session went. If you're new to the channel, hi, welcome. If you have not gotten a chance to do so, please read the description down below. And yeah, that's what I got for y'all right now. Feel free to say hi. I'm just going to be backing up in the background. I give that last session like a 7 out of 10. I don't know how much of it I retained. I flipped through all the cards, but I don't know how much of it I actually retained. And yeah, like I promised, we'll have much longer streams coming up soon as well. No problem, Nishi. Glad to be here. Thanks for making sure I got on to study today. I definitely debated not coming on today, but I'm glad I did because I actually got some work done, which is good because I can't not afford to be lazy with an exam next week. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Get some rest. Hopefully you make it to work on time tomorrow. Take care, Muskan. Have a good day. Hope it's not too much studying the rest of the day and you get a chance to chill for a little bit as well. Hola, Tiffany. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Buenas noches. Have a good night. Hope you get some rest as well. Estoy bien. Estoy muy cansado hoy, pero bien. Yo tengo mucha material para estudiar en este fin de semana porque yo tengo un examen en 5 días, 5 días. Entonces yo estoy un poco, pero más un poco, mucho estrés. Tengo mucho estrés hoy, pero yo sé que si yo dormir un poco, puedo reducir mi estrés un poco. It's almost 3 a.m. there. Sí, it's almost 2 a.m. Es 2 en el mañana aquí. Entonces, lo siento. En esta hora mi español no es muy, muy bueno porque mi cerebro no trabaja. Sí, no trabaja en este tiempo. Pero es good practicar para mí, por mí. Gracias, Tiffany. I hope so. I really hope so. I just need to pass one more exam. If I can pass this exam and do well on this exam, I can take my break without too much of a headache and I can go see my friend and I can go enjoy my 1 week off. And then we'll be back in it July anyway. I appreciate it. Thank you. ¿Cómo estaba tu día? Oh my god, you only slept 1 hour? How was your birthday? It sounds like fun if you only slept 1 hour. Oh, you got one eye open and other closed. Go get some rest. Podamos hablar luego. Pienso que necesitas un poco descansar. Are you on a break right now? ¿Tienes un descanso aquí ahora? Uh, uh, te aprecio. ¿Aprecio? Sí, estaba verdad, ¿no? Te aprecio. Lo siento, let me see if that's right. Te aprecio. Oh yeah, it is right. Te aprecio mucho. There we go. Nice. Me recuerdo. Nice. That's awesome. But yeah, I hope your day was well. I hope you get some rest. Glad to hear your birthday sounded very fun, but you only slept 1 hour. I think I'll call it a night too then, shall I? Alright, you guys. You guys know the drill. Thank you guys for coming. You guys are awesome as always. I'll be on tomorrow and the whole weekend and for the next 5 days for a lot of time. So feel free to stick around, check the schedule for when I'll be on. I know I lied today with the schedule. I do apologize, but the schedule is mostly usually reliable. What else? What else? What else? If you're not into Discord, come join the Discord. If you are into Discord, come say hi. Introduce yourself in the introductions channel. Let me think what else. Oh man, that's always the best. That's the best type of party. I love it's so fun. I'm glad. I'm glad that that you got to enjoy your birthday. I will. I will. Across, yes. All right, you guys. Hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow. And as always, most importantly, make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves.